Logical morning. Welcome to Vidya presents the Hindu newspaper analysis. Today's session will have following segments. First, overview of today's newspaper. Second, must know topics and explanation. Third, quiz time with 5 important questions. So, starting with the segment 1. So, the important topics are NATO US is skeptical of Russian troop pullout. So, this topic we will discuss in detail. The another topic is states can ease COVID curves, center says. So because of the rising number of COVID cases, the center has given direction to the states that depending on the situations in your area, you can ease the COVID curves and open the economy. Third topic is SC to hear 1 year quota cases on merit. So it is related to reservation of 1 year community in Tamil Nadu. So SC will hear the matter, and when the matter will be decided by the court, then we will discuss this matter in detail. So another topic is a case for more federal judiciary. In this topic, we will discuss about the concept of federalism, the current issues in the federal judiciary, and then we'll discuss about Supreme Court collegium and other challenges that are there in between High Court and Supreme Court. Now, this topic, science of peace, it is related to Russia-Ukraine politics and Russia-Ukraine crisis. So this topic will align with the topic on the first page, and then we will discuss what is the current situation. Another topic is after the budget's crypto signal, India awaits reforms. So in this topic, that the article mentions that in the budget session, the finance minister has announced 30% tax on cryptocurrencies or any digital asset. So this topic does not give anything to remember. However, it is a more of an argument type of topic in which it says this is a sign of optimism that now the government has taxed cryptocurrency, then in future this might be legalized. So this is mere presumption of the author. And then it also says that this decentralized finance exchange can help marginal small and medium enterprise sector in terms of lending, borrowing, and other financial activities. So this topic talks about various reforms, that how the reforms can be done in cryptocurrency and what are the challenges with the cryptocurrency. So there is nothing much important in this topic. And it also the one thing that you have to remember from this topic is that in the budget session, the central government has announced that the government is launching central digital currency backed by central government. So RBI will launch a central bank digital currency. So this is something that you have to remember, that RBI is launching central bank digital currency. So this is one thing. And also another thing that is that you need to know blockchain technology, that what is blockchain technology, what are the, in one of the explained series, I will discuss about the blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. So not much in this topic. Then understanding the Haridwar conclave, it is related to hate speech, and since there are no particular sections in the IPC to define what hate speech is, so there are many sections under which charges can be framed, such as charges can be framed on account of abetment to commit violence, and then incitement to commit violence, or spreading enmity between two sections of the society. So not much important in this article. The one thing that you have to remember is the case of SR Bommai versus Union of India. In case of SR Bommai versus Union of India, the Supreme Court held that secularism is a part of basic structure of constitution, and this must be read along with civil rights guarantees of religious freedom under Article 25 to 28 the Constitution. So what is so this is important, that basic structure doctrine. So what is basic structure doctrine? So I'll explain you basic structure doctrine. So in Keshwananda Bharti versus State of Kerala case of 1973, the Supreme Court has come up with the doctrine of basic structure, that is basic structure doctrine, in which the Supreme Court has said that Parliament has power to amend any part of the Constitution provided that the basic structure of the Constitution remains same. So there is no such thing as basic structure that you can say this is basic structure. So there is no exhausted list there is no exhausted it on the basis of which you can say this is basic structure. So the argument is that Supreme Court said, barring the basic structure of the basic structure, the basic philosophy of Constitution remains the same. Apart from that, you can amend any part of the Constitution. So over the period of like 2-3 decades, the Supreme Court has given many instances of what basic structure means. For example, fundamental right is basic structure, preamble is a basic structure. So, and then federal judiciary, independent judiciary, these are part of basic structure of Constitution. For example, federalism. Federalism is a division of power between center and state government, and it cannot be changed. So the scope of, for example, secularism. Secularism is also basic structure. So on the basis of this, you can say like this doctrine is important in the Indian judiciary. So you just have to know about SR Bommai case and the doctrine of basic structure. Then another topic is 100 firms expected at Defense Expo in Gujarat. This topic we'll discuss about what is Defense Expo and when was the last edition happened. Now another topic is China slams Quad, AUKUS clicks. So in this topic we'll discuss what is Quad, what is AUKUS, what is Middle East Quad. Now another topic is first woman reported cured of HIV after stem cell transplant. So in this article it has been mentioned that since receiving the cord blood to treat her acute myeloid leukemia, a cancer that starts in blood forming cell. So the first woman is reported of HIV after stem cell transplant. So you do not have to remember anything, just for your basic understanding, just for your information. You have to just read this, that first woman reported cured of HIV. And this is not the first instance. However, this is the third instance, but this is the first woman. So two other were the male members. So yes, this is all from the newspaper. Now let's start the discussion. So important topics for discussion: NATO US skeptical of Russian troop pullout. Second, a case for more federal judiciary. Third, 1,000 firms expected at Defense Expo in Gujarat. Fourth, China slams Quad AUKUS plagues. Now the first topic is NATO US spectacle of Russian troop pullout. So in this topic we'll discuss NATO, Russia Ukraine crisis. Also, due to the crisis, India opens helpline. India has also issued an advisory to its citizens that to leave the Ukraine temporarily because of the crisis going on. So Russia said on Wednesday more of its forces surrounding Ukraine were withdrawing, but NATO joined the US in saying, but NATO and US is saying that it had yet to be convinced that the pullout was real. So Russia is saying that it has been withdrawing its forces, but NATO and US is still not convinced. US President Joe Biden said on Tuesday more than 1,50,000 Russian troops are still amassed near Ukraine border. So this is thing. So now we'll discuss important thing, NATO. So NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It established in 1949 post-World War II. Presently, there are 30 members in NATO. It is based on collective defense mechanism. So in earlier lecture also I have told about a collective defense mechanism, but again we'll discuss. So for example, in collective defense mechanism, let's say this is NATO. There are, for example, 10, 15, 30 countries. These are 30 countries, and then there is another country. So if this country attacks on any one of the country, let's say this country attacks on this country, so it is believed that the attack from this country is on all these countries, and all these countries together will retaliate on this country. So this is the principle of collective defense mechanism. So why US and West is included in this crisis? Because Ukraine wants to join NATO, and joining NATO means the NATO forces can be like placed along the Russian border, Russia-Ukraine border. This is Ukraine, this is Russia. So it can be placed around Russia-Ukraine border, and therefore Russia is threatened because if Ukraine joins NATO, then the NATO forces can be deployed along the Russian border, and that is why Russia is threatened with this movement. So I have discussed more about this topic in previous lectures also, so we'll not discuss new thing. Whenever there will be new thing related to this topic, we'll discuss. Otherwise, you already know the basics of this topic and the information that you need to remember from your CLAT examination. Now another topic, that is a case for more federal judiciary. So in this topic, we'll discuss federal integrated judiciary issued with integrated judiciary. So federal government. The federal government is a government in which the power is divided between the national and regional government by the constitution itself. The power between national and regional government by constitution itself. So this thing you have to remember, the power is divided by the constitution itself, and both operate within their respective jurisdiction. An integral requirement of federal state is that there be a robust federal judicial system which interprets the constitution. So because the power is divided between national and regional government, so there has to be a federal judiciary also, federal judiciary. So to interpret the law, to interpret the law and constitution, and therefore educates upon the right of federal units and the central unit and between the citizen. So in this federal government, we need to have a federal judiciary which will interpret the laws and the constitution, which will also decide upon the rights of these federal units such as state government and the central unit, and in case of dispute between any citizen and this federal unit or center. Now the Supreme Court. So in India is a federal government. India polity has a federal structure, basically federal structure where power is divided between central government and state government as per the constitution. The constitution is itself has divided the power between two, and both operate in their respective jurisdiction given by the constitution. So the Supreme Court was created, and India have a federal judiciary, federal and integrated judiciary, federal and integrated judiciary. So integrated judiciary is that there are no different judiciary for state and center. So there is one set of judiciary, and in that judiciary at the top there is Supreme Court, then High Court, then lower courts. So this set of judiciary will interpret the laws in a manner that from this the decision can be appealed to this, then decision can be appealed. So anyone can go to the lower court, then from their high court, then Supreme Court. So it is an integrated judiciary. It integrated in a sense there is no separate judiciary for state government, that state government for state government matter, the matter can only go to High Court, and central government matter can go to Supreme Court. No, this is not true. The matter of the state government can go to High Court as well as Supreme Court. So there is a hierarchy of judiciary, but the judiciary is integrated judiciary, and the judiciary, this High Court, Supreme Court, and lower court can hear all the matters. The Supreme Court was created in 1937. And High Court, on the other hand, some of the high courts in our country have been in existence since 1816, 60s, and some even existed even before that in their earlier avatars as Supreme Courts of the presidencies. In recent years, three specific trends have greatly eroded the standing of High Court, leading to an imbalance in the federal structure. So this topic talks about, because of there are three specific trends. There is a centralization of judicial system, and there is imbalance in the federal structure, where Supreme Court is becoming more powerful, and the power or the respect and the power and the autonomy or the respect of High Court seems to be degraded, and Supreme Court, and the balance is shifting towards a Supreme Court. So now we'll see how this is happening. The first, Supreme Court, or rather a section of its judges called the Collegium, has the power to appoint judges and chief justices to the High Court and Supreme Court. This collegium also has the power to transfer judges and chief justice from one High Court to another High Court. So there is a system called collegium system. Collegium system. So the functioning of what is the functioning of this system? The collegium system recommends the appointment of judges to High Court, to Supreme Court, Chief Justice of High Court, transfer of judges. So this is the functioning of collegium system. So now we'll discuss about the collegium system. So the collegium system came in 1998 in third judge's case. Third judge's case. You have to remember about this collegium system. When it came in 98 in third judge's system. What is collegium system? In collegium system, there will be Chief Justice of India, that is the highest judicial officer of India, and four other judges of Supreme Court, four senior most judges. So this group of 5 judges, that is known as collegium, will recommend appointment, transfer of judges to Government of India, and then the government will appoint. So this is the functioning of collegium. So you have to remember there are 5 judges in collegium. The concept of collegium came in 1998 in the third judge's case. So what is the issue? So it says the power is shifting, the balance is shifting towards Supreme Court, because High Court has become an appendage of High Court has become an appendage of Supreme Court, because Supreme Court has power to transfer the judges of high court from one high court to another, the Supreme Court has the power to recommend the appointment of judges to high court. So this is first instance. Number second, successive governments have passed law that create parallel judicial system of courts and tribunals which provide for direct appeals to Supreme Court by passing. So by law, there have been many institutions have been created. For example, Central Administrative Tribunal, National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. So in when a matter goes to these tribunal, these are the specialized tribunal relating to that particular field. And when a matter goes to these tribunal, then the appeal can directly go to Supreme Court. So this article says because of this, it bypasses the High Court and therefore the prestige and authority of High Court is reduced. So this is one instance where it shows that the power, the balance is shifting towards the Supreme Court, and that is why it threat to federal structure of the Indian judiciary. Third, the Supreme Court has been liberal in entertaining cases pertaining to trifling matter. So there are certain matters that are really regional matters. So regional matters which can be best dealt at the level of High Court of that state. But Supreme Court has been liberal in entertaining those cases also. So that is showing also the power of Supreme Court, and that is also showing the shift of power towards Supreme Court. So the article talks about one instance where in the Diwali celebration, the Supreme Court took the matter and has banned the crackers, banned the playing of crackers, and this has been opposed by the people in the southern region because they believe this is not the case in their area, and the matter can be heard peacefully and the matter can be dealt at a level of High Court of that state, because the crackers are creating pollution in Delhi, not everywhere. So why you are banning? So this is one thing, that the Supreme Court is taking matters that are of regional importance and deciding the matters. So it also undermines the authority of the High Court. So these are the three instances which shows the shift of balance of power towards Supreme Court from the High Court. And the articles talk about that this has inevitably led to the balance tipping in favor of centralization of judiciary. So it leads to centralization of judiciary. The greater of degree of centralization of judiciary, the weaker federal structure. And the more centralization will happen, it will weaken the federal structure of judiciary. So the article in the end talks about that we are hoping that Supreme Court itself recognize the importance of self-abnegation and restore the federal balance by re-empowering the High Court. This will be in the best interest of nation. So you have to remember about 1998 collegium system, third judge's case, what is federal government. So these are, and members in collegium system, 5 functions of collegium system. So this is all important. The rest of the arguments are for your understanding, but this is a factual information that can come directly in your CLAT examination. Another topic is 1,000 firms expected at Defense Expo in Gujarat. So in this topic, we'll discuss what is Defense Expo, the location for 2020 and 2022, and the aim of Defense Expo. So Defense Expo is a flagship biennial event of Ministry of Defense, showcasing the land, naval, air, as well as homeland security system. So first thing you have to remember, it is a biennial event that happens every 2 years. So last event took place in 2020 and now 2022. And another thing that you have to remember, these are the factual information that you have to remember. The 2022 edition will take place in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, and the 2020 took place in Lucknow, UP. This 2022 edition is 12th edition, and this 2020 edition is 11th edition. So there's nothing much in this topic, but there is factual information that can come directly in your exam because of many military activities, many different tie-ups are happening across the world between India and other countries. For example, we have discussed BrahMos deal between India and Philippines, and there are other military security agreements taking place between India, Australia. There are military initiatives being taken, multiple exercises are happening. So this information can become important for a CLAT examination. So in this, it showcases the land, naval, air, and homeland security system. Homeland security system. So the countries across the world are invited to take part in the Defense Expo and showcase their capabilities. And in this also, the investors are also angel investor, venture capitalists are also invited, so that they can invest in these technology, and they can make it big and can help in exporting India's defense equipments. So what all you have to remember, this is the 2022 edition happening in Gujarat, 12th edition, 11th happened in 2020 in Lucknow. It is a biennial event by Ministry of Defense. So this is the basic information you have to remember. Also, a drone show with 1,000 small drones is planned by startup BotLab Dynamics. So this can be also asking an exam. So that which startup is planning to, do do an activity with 1,000 small drones. So this is a startup called BotLab Dynamics. And why this becomes important? Because this startup also took part. This also took part in the beating retreating ceremony that took place on 29th January. So this startup is supported by IIT Delhi and Department of Science and Technology of Department of Science of Technology. The same startup had conducted the drone show with 1,000 drones at beating retreat ceremony this year on January. So you have to remember BotLab Dynamics planning a drone show with 1,000 small drones at Defense Expo. This startup also conducted a drone show during the beating retreat ceremony. Took place on 29th January. So we have discussed about BotLab Dynamics, about beating retreat ceremony. It can be asked directly that on which date beating retreat ceremony took place. Then we have discussed Defense Expo. Then we have discussed 2020 edition, 2022 edition. This is 12th edition in 2020. And we have also discussed about that it is a biennial event by Ministry of Defense. Now the last article for today's discussion is China slams Quad AUKUS click. So in this topic, we'll discuss that this news is in the news because recently, last week only, the ministers from Quad members met in Melbourne and had a discussion on various issues such as technology, climate change, COVID-19. So China is seeing these initiative as threat and as a counter to China. So because of that, China slams Quad and AUKUS. So we'll discuss in this topic. We'll discuss Quad, AUKUS, Middle East, cause we have discussed Quad many times, but once again we'll discuss in brief. Quad, known as Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, it is an informal strategic forum. Quad, there are 4 countries: India, US, Japan, Australia. The primary objective of Quad is to work for a free, open, prosper, and inclusive Indo-Pacific region. The group for the first time met in 2007, and since then it has been meeting on various platforms and in different ways. For example, in semi-regular summits, informal exchanges, military deals of the member country. So in Quad, you have to remember members for the first time in 2000, informal security forum. The objectives: free, open, prosperous, and inclusive Indo-Pacific. We have also discussed about Malabar exercise between these 4 countries. For the first time, Australia took part in 2021, and this is a naval exercise started in 1992 between India and USA, later joined by Japan and then by Australia. So yes, now through this picture we'll discuss. So this Indian Ocean region till Central Pacific Ocean region, this whole region is Indo-Pacific region. And in this whole region, the one important country is India. this India becomes very much important in this Indo-Pacific region. That's why various European countries and Asian countries are coordinating with India, because India becomes a focal point. And why India is important? So you can see through this Mediterranean Sea and then through Suez Canal and Red Sea, majority of global trade passes through this region. And from here, this is Malacca Strait. This is Malacca Strait, and it goes to all through this way. India is located at a very strategic location. If India blocks this Malacca Strait, then the world trade can be halted. So why Quad? Because in the past decade, China is showing aggression. China is in conflict with various countries such as Taiwan, Vietnam, Philippines, and here Bhutan also, and then India also. So because of this, and also USA does not want China to become a global power. And India is also aspiring to become a major power. India aspiring to become a major power. That is why India is also collaborating and coordinating with various countries from Europe, for example, UK, France. Then in the south, India is coordinating with Australia, Japan, and India has also launched India along with three other member countries also launched a new initiative called Middle East Quad. So one thing you have to remember, which is important from Indo-Pacific region, that can be asked in your exam, that one thing, that this Indo-Pacific region accounts for more than 50% of global population. And second thing, this Indo-Pacific region accounts for more than 50% of GDP, global GDP, global population and global GDP. So these two are the important thing. And more than 50% of trade, global trade, also passes through Indo-Pacific region. Indo-Pacific region. And one thing, that Indo-Pacific region is a driver of global economic growth, So you have to remember about member countries in Quad, the naval exercise, that is Malabar, why Indo-Pacific region is important. And the important thing from Indo-Pacific region is that global population, GDP, global trade, and we have also discussed about the importance of India in Indo-Pacific region. Now there is the new initiative is AUKUS. AUKUS is a new initiative between Australia, UK, and US. So it is a trilateral security partnership. Under this initiative, Australia will acquire nuclear powered submarine. This can be asked in exam, that what is the aim of AUKUS and which country is getting nuclear powered submarine from which country. So Australia will acquire nuclear powered submarines with the help from the UK and US. And why it becomes important, that it also becomes important because the US only shared nuclear submarine technology once before with Great Britain. So US has never shared nuclear submarine technology to any other country except UK. So this is the second time that US is sharing its nuclear powered submarine technology to another country, that is Australia. So this AUKUS is also initiative concentrated in Indo-Pacific region. So the China has also concerns with that. This is also leading to nuclear arm. This will lead to nuclear arm race, and it is creating a divide between the Asian countries and Indo-Pacific countries. So China has its own concern, and China sees that all these initiatives, that Quad, AUKUS are being created by India and USA in order to counter China. And like the argument of India is different, that India is saying that Quad is a grouping of countries which share similar political structure. Like India says that Quad is a grouping of similar countries having similar mindset, and it says that all the four countries like India, USA, Japan, Australia are all democracies, and they are looking for a peaceful Indo-Pacific region. Now another thing is Middle East Quad. It is also a new initiative. US, India, UAE, Israel. So in this, you do not have to remember much. You have to just remember the countries in this. And in one of the Explained series section, I will discuss about Middle East Quad. So in this topic, we have discussed about Quad, AUKUS, and Middle East Quad. So yes, that's all for today's newspaper. Question number 1, which of the following is not a member of Middle East Quad? So this Middle East Quad is different from Quad. So this thing is important. So our option are India, USA, Japan, Israel. The correct option is Japan. So Quad, in Quad we have India, USA, Japan, Australia. In Middle East Quad we have India, USA, UAE, and Israel. Question 2, which of the following is correct with respect to Indo-Pacific region? So this is an important question, can come in your exam. Question 1, it has more than 50% of world's population. It accounts for more than 50% of global GDP. Third, both 1 and 2. Fourth, none of the above. Correct option is C. We have discussed this, that Indo-Pacific region accounts for more than 50% of world population and more than 50% of world's GDP. Question 3, which of the following is correct with respect to Gandhinagar Defense Expo edition? It is 11th edition, it is 12th edition, it is 10th edition, none of that. The correct answer is it is 12th edition. So we have discussed the biennial event. In 2020, it took place in Lucknow, which was 11th edition. So this is 12th edition in Gandhinagar, by Ministry of Defense. How many judges are part of collegium system? So we have discussed about collegium system, the functioning of collegium system when it came. So the options are 3, 4, 5, and 6. The correct answer is 5. So we have discussed about this came in 1998 in third judges case. Functioning of to appoint judges of High Court and Supreme Court and to transfer judges of High Court. Question 5. In which year collegium system was introduced? The options are 1993, 2000, 1998, 1999. The correct option is 1998. So this is all for today's session. Thank you. Stay logical with Vidikya, your best pal in CLAT preps.